Oh, what is the upskis, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the GXWrestleCast. We are on episode 66, and this is going to be a fun episode because this is my review of my live experience at AEW this weekend. So my wife and I had tickets to Collision and Forbidden Door in Toronto, so I'm going to go through my experience going to my first AEW show live. I went to my first wrestling show live last summer. Went to see Monday Night Raw. It was a fucking blast. And let's see if AEW can give me a show that was as fun as WWE's Monday Night Raw was. So we're starting off with Collision. We got there way too early. We went to see my wife's friend and her husband. We had fucking lunch. It was all good. They said that the show, they let us in at 5 o'clock, but nothing started. No wrestling started until, I think, 6:30. So we sat there for an hour and a half, and everyone was like, what the hell? Where's the wrestling? Where's the wrestling? But it kicked off eventually. But I imagine this has gone around already, that Collision didn't sell out very well. Excuse me. My voice might be a little fucked up because I have been at a live wrestling event for the last 2 days, and I was screaming my head off. So, we got there. We're on the hard camera side, so I was in section 119, right up the middle, baby. I was literally right down the middle, and it was a great seat. But the other side, where the cameras actually are, that side of the arena was pretty barren. Like the section with the cameras in it was basically empty. So, and then they ended up shutting down the upper bowl. Sections 2 and 3 were shut down. Apparently, anyone who bought tickets for the 3 sections, like the upper bowl, they got upgraded to lower bowl. Because I heard a few people talking behind me. It's like, hey, we got upgraded, and that was great. We actually ended up getting upgraded later on in the night. We were able to move down and get a very close seat to the rest of the show, which was awesome. But yeah, it definitely wasn't very sold out. But all the people that were there were a very loud crowd. I felt anyway. We were fairly loud, and we really got our money's worth. I have to admit. It cost me $35 for a ticket, and we got about 4.5 hours of wrestling, because before Collision kicked off, we got an hour of Ring of Honor, and then at the end of, once Collision went off air, they gave us another hour of Ring of Honor. So you got the 2 hours of Collision, you get 2 hours of Ring of Honor, $35. I mean, I was quite happy with the overall amount of product that I got. There was a lot going on. We really wanted to pick up a t-shirt. Now, AEW, y'all gotten out of control with your prices, dude. $60 for a t-shirt, dude. I am not shitting you. Well, actually, it was $50 the first night we got there, Collision. The shirts were $50. When we got there on Forbidden Door, they jacked them up to $60. And forget about, sweaters were $100. A fucking little banner was $55. So we made the decision. I was like, yo, I'm not paying that much for a t-shirt. I don't care. There was a lot of cool t-shirts, but nope, I did not buy a t-shirt. There was a couple guys on the train home last night. They picked up a bunch of shit, and they probably spent a solid $250 on a shirt and a sweater. So if you want to buy it, go ahead. Not this guy, not for me. So the Ring of Honor stuff was solid. I mean, I don't get to watch Ring of Honor very often, so I got to see some people that I don't get to see, like Athena. I was always wondering, where the fuck has Athena gone off to? She's the Ring of Honor Women's Champion, so it was really awesome to see her. The only problem was, I believe she showed up in the second part of Ring of Honor, so once Collision ended, I would say a third, maybe even half of the building left and went home. It was already quite late at that time. It was 10 o'clock or something like that when, Collision ended. So a lot of people left. So that was the time where we got to move way the hell up. We went from, 4 rows back from being on the floor. So we were so close we can hear the wrestlers talking with each other. It was great. And you could hear them talking and stuff, not calling out spots, but you can hear them screaming and stuff from where I was sitting. But chops and stuff. You can hear them from the top of the building, man. They were so loud, so crisp. It's Scotiabank, man. It's a great arena, great acoustics. So yeah, we weren't worried about any of that stuff. Now, in terms of the show, I mean, it was a really fun show. Now, I'm not watching it the same way that I'm watching it when I'm at home. When I'm at home, I'm like analyzing it and all this shit. When I'm at the arena, I'm just taking in the whole environment. I'm chanting, I'm cheering, I'm getting very, very involved with all the crowd interactions, screaming for wrestlers. I really like to look around and trying to pick up stuff that we don't get to see on camera. Like, I like to look at where they're going after the match is over. I just like to look around, and I really really liked looking at like the camera area where they had the hard cams, like watching what was going on over there. So all in all, I think all the wrestling, at least live wrestling, it's a lot of fun, man. It really, really is. It's way different than watching it on TV. Like, it's just, everything is just more awesome when you're there live. Like, maybe something that isn't as fun, like rest holds, for example. Even rest holds, watching rest holds at a live event was fun because you get to do the, like, and you're like cheering and like, yeah, you're getting, it's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun. So, I mean, they had some pretty decent matches out there. Now, the big one everyone was waiting for was the CM Punk match, and we knew right away, like, when I got in that building, like, people were, before the show started, you would hear like a CM Punk, and then everyone would start booing. So right away, I knew, like, all right, we got a hostile crowd against CM Punk, and I was part of that hostility. I was booing CM Punk. Now, don't get me wrong. I respect CM Punk a lot. I will always respect him for, like, when CM Punk was in his prime, like, '04 to, like, fucking 2012 or whatever, the dude was legitimately one of the best in the world, one of the best on the mic, fantastic in the ring. It's just now, like, the honeymoon phase is over. He came back. He hurt my feelings. He left. He made people angry in AEW. He fucking made waves. I didn't like it, and now I'm booing him, but, like, for fun. I wanted to go in. I was hoping we were going to boo him because I thought that would be a lot of fun. And how Canadian of us, because that's kind of what Canada always likes to do when wrestling comes. We like to cheer the heels and boo the baby faces. And yeah, right away I got that feeling that I was like, oh, fuck yeah. Like, there definitely was CM Punk supporters. Absolutely. They were there, and they were quite loud as well. But, oh man, it was a lot of fun. Like, during any commercial breaks or anything like that, they would have the announcer. She was lovely, by the way. She was really fun. And she would kind of gauge the crowd, asking questions, checking out their signs, telling us how we're doing countdowns and all that shit. And she was just like, ooh, we got a very divided crowd here and all that stuff. So, yeah, we were very, very antsy to get our hands on CM Punk. And, yeah, I watched some of the videos of, like, oh, CM Punk gets booed out of the building. Like, no, we weren't, like, booing him out of hatred. And honest to God, CM Punk loved it. He absolutely loved getting booed, but we'll save that for a little bit later. So I don't know what order. I'm just kind of looking at a picture here. But by far, my favorite match on Collision was Andrade versus Brody King. Oh my God, that's like a dream match for me right there. I love both of those guys, and I was like, oh man, those two going up against each other, that's going to be great. And that was a fucking good match, man. That was such a good match. We were going nuts. There was definitely Brody King supporters all around me. We're doing the all that stuff. It was a lot of fun, man. And the sound of the chops that he was throwing, oh, they were so loud. And every chop you had to go, whoa! It's a lot of fun. So that was by far my favorite match that I saw at Collision that night. It was excellent. That was an excellent match. If I had to put a score on it, it'd be like an 8.5 or something like that. Then you had Willow Nightingale versus Nyla Rose. Crowd loved Willow Nightingale. She was so fun, man. And I love her entrance. I love clapping along with her song. She's just a ball of energy. Like, I have to give her the props and stuff. Like, even though the crowd wasn't the most engaged during, especially the women's matches, like especially last night at Forbidden Door, man, I felt so bad for the women because the second the women's match was like, they put the picture on the screen that they were up next. I would say 3/4 of the building got up to go get drinks and all that shit. And I was like, oh, come on, man. Like, the disrespect to the women. But Willow, it was a really fun match with her and Nyla. They're big, and like it was just a big powerhouse kind of a women's match. It was really fun. And, oh, man, Christian came out. I was hoping he was going to be a nice guy to us, but of course, Christian being a heel, he was a complete and total douchebag to us. And it was a lot of fun cheering and booing and jeering for Christian. That was great. Luchasaurus is a massive man. Oh my God, he is big. We didn't get to see Miro, which was sad. It was just a video. I was really, really hoping to see Miro. Oh, man, I didn't get to see him this weekend. That was really, really saddening, but it is what it is. So at least we got to hear from Miro, so that was a thing. We got to see Hiroshi Tanahashi going up against Swerve Strickland. I'm not a big fan of Swerve Strickland. I think he's a great wrestler. I just don't like his gimmick or his music. And, the crowd obviously went fucking nuts for Tanahashi. I would admit that, it's not that I'm not a fan of New Japan. I really like it. It's just I don't get to watch it. There's just not enough time. There's just so many wrestling promotions and shows. I can only keep up with so much. So I'm not the most familiar with their line of work with a lot of the New Japan guys. And especially when Ring of Honor was on, man, like I definitely felt like a fish out of water a little bit. I was like, okay, I'm not sure who this guy is. And now that I got it on my mind, this dude won me over immediately. He was not Sir Pentico, El Phantasmo or something. He used to be in Bullet Club, and he came out for Ring of Honor. He's ELP now, and oh my God, I fell in love with this guy. I was like, my wife was like, you don't remember him? I was like, no, I really, really don't. But he's being called ELP now. He's got this fucking awesome, heavy metal entrance, and it's just like, ELP, and you're just, and he comes out with this jacket on. It's like a light up LED jacket. It was fucking awesome. So ELP, fuck yeah, dude. That guy was awesome. He had a really good match as well. But back to Swerve and Hiroshi Tanahashi. Yeah, they went fucking nuts for Hiroshi Tanahashi. I believe that Swerve won that match. I can't remember it, honestly. There was just a lot of wrestling, right? I think Forbidden Door, we got there at 7, left at midnight, so that's 5 fucking hours. And yeah, Collision was 4. So it's like, yeah, it's a lot of wrestling in a weekend, so some things might go under the radar. But yeah, that was I enjoyed every match. I couldn't say that anything was bad. Oh, we got to see Powerhouse. He demolished some dude. It was a quick squash match, but yeah, there wasn't too much going on for him. I felt kind of bad for kind of the jobber guys, I guess. They didn't get any entrance or anything. They would just kind of walk out, get into the ring, and they would say their name to the announcer, and then they'd be like, oh, here's Josh. And we'd be like, yay, Josh, you're going to die. But yeah, so that was good. And then we get to the fucking moment, man. CM Punk, FTR, Ricky Starks versus Jay White, Juice Robinson, and the Guns. And yeah, it was an event, man. We fucking cheered for everybody except for CM Punk. I mean, we went nuts for Ricky. Ricky was amped about it. He's like, no one usually likes me. And I'm like, that's just not true, Ricky. Like, everyone likes Ricky Starks. We were cheering for the Ass Boys. We were doing a whole bunch of Ass Boys chants. And then, of course, CM Punk, man. We booed the bejesus out of him, but like I said, man, CM Punk absolutely fucking loved it. He was so into it, man. He loved it, interacting with the fans. And the biggest thing, me and this other dude in the crowd, we were fucking losing it when he did the Hulk Hogan big boot, drops the leg, and I was like, are you fucking kidding me, Punk? Like, oh, I was dying. That was so freaking funny. He's doing the cup in the ears. Like, he's just pulling out all this Hogan stuff. And yeah, dude, I mean, CM Punk as a heel is always, I much prefer that. Like, I mean, it's nice to see CM Punk jump into the Chicago fans' arms and stuff, and they love him and all that stuff, but I love the call. Like, I watched the CM Punk coming out. I watched it on the YouTube, and I love the call of the the commentary. He's like, oh, you're not in Chicago anymore. And yes, he absolutely wasn't. So I would say the Canadian fan base has made their minds clear that we don't like CM Punk very much. And like I said, I still respect him very much as an athlete. It's just like his attitude sometimes. He kind of makes himself not the most likable human being in the world, but I have to admit, he was a showman at Collision. He had a great time. He was very, very fun. He's great with the crowd, man. He was getting a lot out of us, and that's what he wants. Like, it's in wrestling, being booed is not bad. Like, getting all you want to do is have a reaction, and these kind of reactions, they don't happen very often. Like, you got John Cena, and it looks like now it's CM Punk, where the crowds are pretty divided, but it's loud, and you're getting a huge reaction, and that's what CM Punk wants. And that was the end of the show. So after that, CM Punk and FTR, they had their little speech at the end telling us thank you and all that great stuff. It was very sweet. And they're like, okay, now you guys can resume booing CM Punk. And then we did so. And CM Punk said some words. It was good, man. It was a really nice show. And then they went back into Ring of Honor stuff and they finished off with that. And that was the end of our night. Really, really fun night. I really enjoyed Collision. I don't know, I don't know if I would, they're coming to Hamilton next weekend, and, I'm not probably going to go to that. Like, that's just a little bit too far out of the way for me to go all the way out to Hamilton and stuff, but, it's so much easier to go to Scotiabank for me, because I could just go to Oshawa, hop on the GO train, it takes me right to the front door of Scotiabank, and boom, we're good to go. So, Collision was a lot of fun, man. Honestly, I think I still preferred my time at Raw. The only thing that WWE was doing better than AEW, I thought, was the stuff in between. Like when the matches are over and they're gearing up for the next one. WWE did a fantastic job at filling in those gaps. Like, they had a great DX moment where they just played the DX music and we had a big break it down and they're just getting crowd shots, and it was a ton of fun. They did a lot of that stuff, and there wasn't really any of that at the AEW show. Like I said, they had the really nice announcer, and she was talking to us, but it wasn't go fucking nuts, go crazy, we'll have the cameras on you guys and just go fucking nuts. WWE, I thought, did a really good job with just making us have a lot of fun. There really was no wasted time at the WWE show. There was no sitting around waiting. But AEW, again, it was a very fun show. It was a little bit disappointing. I was not expecting the show to be filled out. But yeah, there was a lot of empty seats, and it made me a little bit nervous for Forbidden Door, but I was thinking, we barely went to Collision. It was just kind of a last-minute thing. I was like, fuck, should we just go and check it out? And we're like, yeah, sure, we'll just go check it out. But, yeah, it was a fairly undersold. I think they said there was 6,000, maybe 6,000 people there, and Scotiabank can fill up 16, 18, 19,000, something like that. Wasn't expecting to have that many people at Collisions, a new show, and it was a little bit last minute, and yeah, I don't know. Did I see? Oh, yeah, Sting did come out. Sting came out. That was a lot of fun. My wife was disappointed because there was no snow. Sometimes Sting comes out with a little bit of snow. We got no snow, so that was a little bit shitty. Oh, and Chris Jericho did come out as well. He was also a dick to us. I was so sad. I was cheered so hard for Chris. We sang Judas. I didn't know the words, but I knew the chorus part anyway. I knew the main part, so that was a lot of fun. Chris is awesome, man. I really enjoyed Chris, and I personally really enjoy when the Canadian guys come out and they're mean to us. I think it's really, really funny. Chirping the Leafs, calling us losers, and all that stuff. I eat it up. That's great. I loved it. It was a lot of fun. And yeah, like I said, that was the end of our first night. So we'll go over and we'll do a Forbidden Door. So Forbidden Door, we started off with that, what do you call it? The full hour, 0 hour. Yeah. So the sad thing was we kind of realized this on the way home. And I will say right now, we actually had to leave the show slightly early because we had to catch the train. And there was one train left and we had to go catch it. So sadly, I missed the last 10 minutes of the Okada match, but I came back home and I watched it. But yeah, that was just that sucked because I was shocked that they didn't have a train running a little bit later, maybe 1 or 2 more trains, just so that we can make sure that the people get, the full show and they were able to leave. we had to, if I didn't leave when we left, we would have missed the train because we got to the platform and the train showed up like 2 minutes later. So we were cutting it close. I stayed as long as I could. We had to bounce at like 11:50 to catch the 12 o'clock train. So that sucked. And then on the way home, we realized, like, holy shit, we didn't see Adam Cole fighting Tom Lawler. So apparently that match got canceled. We must have just missed the announcement. I missed the Tom Lawler match against Serpentico, actually, because when we got there, man, there was a shitload of people. It literally took me and my wife like 7 minutes to find the back of the line just to fucking get into the building. So that was an event. Like, she was in line for another one. They shut that line down. So it was just a fucking mess. So we ended up missing that first match and probably the announcement that would have let us know that Adam Cole wasn't going to be there. So that was a massive disappointment. Like, we really wanted to do the Adam Cole baby chant, and it was going to be a lot of fun, but sadly he wasn't there, so that's really sad. And like I said, I missed the Tom Lawler match against Serpentico. He beat him, and it was apparently only 4 minutes long, so it wasn't that big of a deal. And then we moved on to the Mogul Embassy match. They went up against, I guess they're calling themselves Chaos. It's like Rocky Romero, Chuck Taylor, Trent Beretta, and El Desperado. People fucking love that El Desperado guy. I'm not 100% like familiar with him, but yeah, he was a ton of fun. He was having a really good time out there. I was really enjoying Brian Cage. Like, everyone around me fucking hated him, but I'm like, dude, like, Brian Cage, like, the guy is a massive mountain of meat, and he could do flips and shit. Like, how do you not like that? I mean, I was loving myself some Brian Cage, and it was a fun match. Like, I'm sad that fucking Swerve keeps winning, but I mean, best friends, right? We got to see. I think it was, Chuck. Chuck, I think, had a match for the Ring of Honor. Yes, that's right. The main event of the Ring of Honor show. It was Claudio Castagnoli against Chucky T. And that was a fun match. It was nice to see Claudio. Again, I was a little sad because the crowd was quite thinned out by that time. It was getting quite late and a lot of people wanted to go home. But yeah, it was cool to see Claudio, and we were going nuts for Chucky T. Oh, and also, Tony Khan came out and said hello to us like 3 times on Collision. Like, starting, I think he came out towards the middle, and he definitely came out at the end to tell us have a good night and all that great stuff. Please come to Forbidden Door, please come to Hamilton, and all that great stuff. But yeah, we saw Tony Khan quite a bit. Didn't see him at Forbidden Door, but saw a lot of people that looked like him. I saw like 3 guys walking around on the floor. I was like, hey, is that Tony Khan down there? And they're like, nah, that's just some guy that looks like him. Anyway, back to Forbidden Door. That 8-man tag team match was a lot of fun. And then we move on to Athena versus Billy Starks, who I keep mistaking for Billy Kay. But again, Athena, this was the Women's Owen Hart Cup tournament match. Athena, very fired up. She's definitely like heel now, and she was like screaming at us. She was trying to get us going, and she doesn't pull off the Eclipse anymore, which makes me very upset. Really wanted to see an Eclipse. She didn't do it on Collision. She didn't do it here at Forbidden Door, but she wins in her match, and it was a bit of fun. And then we get my boy. It is El Phantasmo. He defeated Stu Grayson, and yeah, that was good. I loved the ELP thing this time. I was more prepared. I knew the ELP thing, so I was doing that chant, and like, yeah, dude, that dude is awesome. Stu Grayson, I was like, oh shit, I remember that guy. I haven't seen him around in a while, and that was a fun match. And then you get, this was kind of the first one that people started going banana for. You got the Los Ingobernables de Japan, so Shingo Takagi. People fucking love this guy. Shingo was dope. You got Bushi and Hiromu Takahashi. They went up against the United Empire. Fucking Jeff Cobb, man. Love seeing that guy. He was great. Kyle Fletcher, I mean, I've been seeing this guy so much lately. He's very good. I was super impressed with that guy. And then TJP. I was like, oh my god, it's TJP. I know, I remember him. I just was never all that big on him. My wife loves him, so she was going nuts for TJP. She was very happy to see him, but he lost, so that was good. But yeah, people were going nuts for Shingo. I can't personally say that I know him on the level that some of the other fans around me did, but it was, again, everything is going to be a lot of fun. But there's a match on here that is, oh my god. But yes, we'll get to there. We'll get there. And then we have the opening match of Forbidden Door, which was MJF against Hiroshi Tanahashi. So MJF on Collision, he made the announcement that he's like, I'm going on first so I can get the hell out of Canada. It was hilarious. And MJF came out. We went fucking nuts for him. It was so fun. MJF doing the classic heel work. I think he got out there in the crowd. I do believe he pushed somebody, which made me giggle, so that was a good time. The match was fun, man. It was just a good, solid MJF match. Tanahashi, every time he went up to the top rope, I got nervous, man. There was a couple times he slipped. I believe he slipped and kind of fucked up on Collision, and the crowd audibly just went oh, are you okay? We're all just so worried about him. And that was a lot of fun. MJF wins that match, but that was a lot of fun, man. It was so much fun just interacting with MJF. I definitely had my MJF haters. There was this lovely French couple beside us. The one guy, he spoke some English, but they were definitely more French, and he absolutely fucking hated MJF. And he was a big CM Punk guy. So we'll move on to the CM Punk match. CM Punk going up against Satoshi Kojima. And, oh man, it was really Kojima was fucking awesome, man. There was so much respect from the crowd for that guy. And I can't remember, I think Red Shoes was reffing this match, but Red Shoes, man. Oh my God. The love that we gave Red Shoes made me so fucking happy. You don't even know, man. I was one of the first ones in my area that was on Red Shoes. I'm oh my God, there's Red Shoes, holy shit. And then we started giving him the chance. We love Red Shoes, and I love his reaction. He's me? And he's oh. And we gave him the love, man. There was so much love for Red Shoes. I was so happy that I wasn't the only one out there that recognized fucking Red Shoes, man. Legendary referee in the business. Oh, before I go on much further, the announcer for New Japan, the guy who fucking Koji and fucking Hiroshi Tanahashi, that dude amps you up in a oh my God, dude, that guy is absolutely the greatest announcer ever. Every time that guy fucking goes on that microphone, my heart rate increases and I just want to fucking go to war for that guy. He just, God, he was amazing. So good. So goddamn good. Anyway, CM Punk obviously getting a very similar reaction that he got at Collision. I imagine it was a little bit louder this time because the building was substantially more full for Forbidden Door. So Upper Bowl was sold. I don't think that they had the middle section was closed off, I think. I didn't see because it just went from section 1 and then it went section 3. So where's 2? Anyway, but it was a definitely much more filled out building. There were empty seats out there for sure, but it was a phenomenal crowd, man. Oh my God, we were electric out there all night, baby, all night. There was very little quiet time. Whenever there was quiet times, we start clapping for them, we'll start some sort of chant. There was very little downtime to be quiet when we were at Forbidden Door. It was a lot of fun. Anyway, CM Punk, he beats Satoshi Kojima. It was really fun. He did the fucking Hulk Hogan thing again. I lost my mind. I believe CM Punk got the tap on Kojima. No, sorry, it was a pinfall, but yeah, man, it was a lot of fun just booing him. It was a lot of fun interacting with other people that love CM Punk and going up against their cheering. It was really fun. And Satoshi Kojima, man, what a fun guy he was. He was having a blast out there. He was definitely enjoying the Canadian crowd, and we were giving him the love for sure. And then we move into the first match that got me really, I was oh, this is going to be fucking nuts. And it was the 4-way match, Orange Cassidy up against Zack Sabre Jr. versus Katsuyori Shibata and Daniel Garcia. 4-way match for the AEW International Championship. This match fucking ruled. We went nuts for Orange Cassidy. He made just a little cameo appearance there on Collision. We lost our fucking minds for him there as well. But Orange Cassidy, the second that music hits, the crowd goes freaking nuts. And man, it was this match was a treat, an absolute treat. Danny Garcia, his dancing, dude, his dancing was so fucking hilarious. I was dying every time he would do it. I loved when he was in there and he would dance and they would beat him up and he would just dance some more and they beat him up some more. It was awesome. And also when Garcia left, like he was going up the ramp to leave, he did a little dance on his way through the curtain. Fucking, I love that Danny. Great job from him. Zack Sabre Jr., I mean, dude, the guy is a master technician. He was doing his master technician stuff. People were going nuts for Shibata, but Orange Cassidy, I mean, the match was fucking out of control. People flying all over the place, moves out of control, and I love the finish with Orange. Like, we saw it coming. Like, I was like, once I saw the situation coming, I was like, there it is, and he saw Orange Cassidy pop in, grabs the pin, steals the victory, and that match was a fucking ton of fun. And it looked like, Orange Cassidy looked like he was just so sore after that match. It looked very, very painful. Now we move on to the next match. What do we got? Oh, Sonata with Doki, which I saw on Collision. He was pretty great. Going up against Jungle Boy Jack Perry with Hook out there. Singles match for the IWGP World Heavyweight Championship. So I really like the video package that they played for Sonata prior to the match, just showing how fucking awesome this dude was. And yeah, man, it was a really fucking good match. Sadly, the main thing that I remember about this match was the ending when Jungle Boy turned on fucking Hook and everyone went freaking nuts. We were booing Jungle Boy. I love Jungle Boy, like, kind of teasing us with the dance that we did, because when Jungle Boy came out, oh man, we got to do the whoa, oh Jesus, it was so much fun doing the fucking side to side dance and everybody doing it. Oh my god, that was a ton of fun. I knew very, very strongly that Jungle Boy wasn't going to win this match. I just couldn't see Jungle Boy taking the IWGP World Heavyweight Championship. It just wouldn't be good for New Japan, but Sonata was great. I mean, it was a really stiff, hard-hitting match. Jungle Boy doing some big fucking moves out there. It was a lot of fun. Now, the ending was the big thing. Jungle Boy turning heel. Didn't really see it coming, but the crowd was just like, uh-oh. When we saw them walking up together, we're like, oh no. It's rather Hook's turning or Jungle Boy's turning, and it was fucking Jungle Boy. And, oh, what a reaction. People went fucking nuts. And I loved seeing Taz's reaction. I was going crazy for Taz. I love Taz so much. Probably my favorite commentator of all time. Just loved the guy. Would have loved to see him, I don't know, get up and say something, do something. But he took the glasses off, so that means he means business. So we move on is the 10-man tag team match now. This was crazy. You got the Elite with Hangman, the fucking Young Bucks. Eddie Kingston was there, and Ishii. So Kingston comes out first. We go nuts for Eddie Kingston. We're going absolutely fucking bananas for this dude. Shouting, Eddie, Eddie, all night long. It was so good. Eddie Kingston's the fucking man. And then the Blackpool Combat Club come out. Jon Moxley entered like fucking 5 rows from me. Like wherever he came out from was right underneath me. So I got a really nice close look at Jon Moxley and the Blackpool Combat Club all coming out there. My boy Takeshita was there. I was so fucking happy to see that guy. That's my boy. Everyone was booing him, but I loved him. And the match was fucking awesome, dude. Like, you got the Young Bucks doing the crazy shit. Like, I have never seen like that much high flying live. I'm not sure if there's really any high flying at Raw when I went, but oh man, it's so insane to see them jumping on the ropes like that live and doing their big dives to the floor. It looks painful. It looks more painful live. Like, I mean, I was like, you will see things like, oh, you can see that, okay, that punch didn't connect, but it probably looked good on camera. But there was a lot of shots, especially at Forbidden Door, that they were just clean, like fucking smacking them right in the fucking head. Like, it's a hard business to be in, but this match was fucking awesome, dude. So Hangman got in there. They were going nuts for Hangman. And, oh, there was just so many good moments with Eddie Kingston. Eddie Kingston going up against Moxley. That was a ton of fun. Just anything with Eddie Kingston, like, going nuts. They were trying to prevent Eddie Kingston from getting the tag, and that was a great hot tag moment. I mean, God, man, Ishii going out there and just being the fucking pit bull that he is. Oh, so much fun, man. Claudio, we went nuts when he finally did the spin. I was begging for a UFO where he spins them on his shoulders. Didn't get that, but we got the spin. And then Yuta like kicked the guy right in the head. That just looked fucking ouch. Looked so painful. And yeah, the Elite won this match, which, I mean, fine, that's great and everything. I got no problem with who. I don't even fucking care who won this match, but that was a lot. That was just a lot of fun, man. And Shota Umino, I'm trying to remember what that guy was doing. What were you doing? I don't know. He was just kind of there a little bit. I don't remember. There's a lot going on, right? It's a 10-man tag team match, and as expected, guys were all over the place. There was one point where Eddie Kingston was still in the ring, and he was having his chop war, and like the Young Bucks were doing their thing. They were doing their big dives, and we're still going like woo for the chops and stuff, and then like going like holy shit when they did their big dives. So that was a really fun match. It was fucking crazy. It was out of control. And it was really fun. And we got to see the Blackpool come back through the door that they came out. So I got a good close look at them again. Very cool. And, this is the one. This is what the match that made me sad. The Toni Storm versus Willow Nightingale. This is when everybody decided we're going to get up and leave. Go take a piss. Go get a drink or whatever. But it was just a really solid match, man. Like, honestly, it was a little bit annoying with all the interference. I mean, at one point, it looked like I was watching a 3-on-1 match. I mean, Jesus. Fucking those Outcasts. They were all over Willow Nightingale in this match. But I was so sad, though. I missed Tony's fucking hip attack. Someone that, you know, when people, they have to get up to let people through in the aisles because it's so fucking tight. I would admit, like, the seats in the Scotiabank, they're a little tight, man. Like, if you have to, like, if you're not a normal sized person, like I had a pretty large person beside me, and like it made me like feel a little bit tight all night. So like, yeah, you definitely feel packed in, that's for sure. But yeah, I thought it was a really fun match. Tony wins. Like I said, I missed the hip attack, and I was so sad because people were getting up, so my view was blocked, and I just missed it. And I was like, God damn it! But yeah, that was disappointing. Now, let's get to the fucking match of the night. Without question, Will Ospreay with Don Callis going up against Kenny Omega. This was out of control. This might be one of the best matches I've ever seen. This is a 10 out of 10 match. This is, without question, going on my list for the top matches of the year. This was amazing. Oh my God, man. I don't even know where to begin with this match. I mean, I'm just gonna start with the biggest, where I lost my mind like a schoolgirl, like a girl's losing it for the Beatles when Kenny Omega kicked out at 1 on the One-Winged Angel, dude. I lost it. I fucking lost my mind. I lost it, and there were so many amazing moments in this match. I mean, the near fall where Kenny had his foot on the rope, I thought it was over right there, and when I just, like, from my angle, I just barely saw the foot, and I lost my mind, dude. Lost my fucking mind when he fucking got that foot on there. This match was out of control. It was so hard-hitting. There was just so many big moves, amazing kick. Like, the near falls were out of control, man. The offense was incredible. Will Ospreay, his heel performance was incredible. Grabbing the Canadian flag from a fan and rubbing his ass with it and like spitting on it, and then Kenny fucking getting back in there and choking him out with the Canadian flag. I mean, holy shit. Again, dude, that moment with him kicking out of that One-Winged Angel, I mean, there's so much behind that. One-Winged Angel, one of the most, if not the most protected finisher in the business. No one's ever kicked out of it except maybe 1 or 2 people. And Kenny kicking out at that, it just made so much sense. It was so right. The moment, oh my God, dude, the crowd fucking absolutely exploded for that. And there was this one fan, he was really, really, really drunk, and he was a big Will Ospreay fan. He was looking to get his ass kicked because he was trying to go after people in the crowd, like calling people out, calling them pussies and stuff. And like we told him to just sit down, have another drink, and be good. And thankfully he was. But yeah, so thankfully we did good with the fans. Like there wasn't, you know, like Collision. We had a drunk guy behind us who was screaming a whole bunch. But you know, you're having fun. It's fine. But the guy at Forbidden Door, he was having fun in the wrong way, so you know we had to kind of put him back in his place. But it was okay. But Jesus fucking Christ, dude. You have to check out this match. I mean, Don Callis got kicked out of this, and we fucking went crazy for him getting kicked out. But when he came back, man, that was so fucking annoying. That was so lame. Kenny getting hit with a screwdriver, and he ends up losing this match, which was sad. I mean, I'm a huge fan of Will Ospreay. I was cheering for everybody. I was on the side of like fucking both these guys, like cheering. I just liked them both. I thought this was a masterclass match, man. Seriously, this was one of the best matches you're ever going to see. Amazing. Like, these guys, they've had their matches before, and their other matches were just fucking incredible as well. This is the tippy top of wrestling right here, folks. Like, I mean, I don't know what more you can get out of wrestling. Like, this was incredible. The storylines, the moves, the drama, the tension, the everything. It was all there. 10 out of 10. Best match of the weekend. It could very well be the best match I see this whole entire year. Out of control. Go out of your way to check it out. It's a lengthy one, 39-minute match, but it flew by for me, man. Like, honestly, the whole entire show flew by for me. Like, the first time I checked the clock, it was 10 o'clock already. I was like, holy shit. I was like, wow, this is just going by. And then you got Sting, Darby Allin, and Naito going up against the Suzuki Gods. It's Chris Jericho, Guevara, and Minoru Suzuki. Again, this match was a lot of fun. A lot of fun going on in this match. Sting having a good time. We went nuts for Sting. I was a little bit disappointed. Like, I didn't notice Darby Allin very much in this match, honestly. I remember his one dive, and then I was like, what did Darby really even do in that match? I don't recall him doing all that much, but Chris Jericho was awesome. Minoru Suzuki, man, that guy was just having a great time out there. I love the moment when the three of them posed together, Jericho, and oh my god, that was so fucking cute. This was a really fun match. I knew this was going to be a fun, kind of a goofy little match, but I really enjoyed it. And then we get to the Danielson and Okada main event match. Arguably, I think that it should have been Omega and Ospreay. That was just out of control. And like I said, I had to leave I got to watch most of this match. I only missed about the last 10 minutes of it. And it was a good match. It was good. I left in and around the part where once Daniel Bryanson started doing like his fake seizure thing, I left shortly after that. But watched the rest of it at home, and like, yeah, it was a really good match. It was, it just wasn't Kenny Omega Ospreay. It didn't have like that level of, there just wasn't a storyline behind it that Ospreay and Omega had. Like Danielson, Okada, they're kind of, I don't know if they've ever fought before. This could very well be their first one, but I have to say that once both of those matches started, like once this Okada match started and the Omega match started, the second the bell rang, like the crowd, we just went nuts, man. Like, we're just like, I can't believe this is happening. Like, we actually get to see this. Amazing. So their match was fairly standard. Like, you got your classic. It was definitely a little bit slow, which is a little kind of Okada's style. You build up slowly into a big crescendo ending. And Okada picking up the loss here was shocking a little bit to myself, honestly. I did not see that coming. Danielson just got him into this really kind of weird pretzel submission thing. Looked awful. And yeah, he tapped, and I just really wasn't expecting that. I liked, Okada's entrance is so awesome, with the money coming down and everything. Oh, the things I would have done to get my hands on one of those dollar bills. And there was just one random dollar bill that fell from the ceiling like 10 minutes into the match. We saw it coming down. We're like, what the fuck? What? You're a little late to the party over here, but goddamn, that was, again, it was a really good match. It's just, really should have been Omega last. That was just the fucking... Oh my god, but a fantastic show, an absolutely great time. I would highly recommend anyone, if you're a wrestling fan, even if you're not, like, it's a very easy thing to get into. A lot of the chants and everything are fairly simple and easy to get into. There are some that are very advanced that I wasn't even aware of. Like, I was just kind of like, what the fuck are they saying over there with these? I don't know. Some of them were wild, but it's a ton of fun, man. I had so much fun, and it's maybe if you're feeling maybe a little bit burnt out with wrestling, if you watch it a lot at home, try a live event. It could really breathe in a whole new air of fresh life, if that makes sense. But yeah, it was a lot of fun, y'all. But if you have to check out some of the matches here, I mean, let's see. MJF versus Tanahashi was really fun. CM Punk versus Kojima was a lot of fun. The Orange Cassidy 4-Way was fun. The Elite versus BCC was good. Will Ospreay versus Kenny Omega is all time. And Okada Danielson was definitely a spectacle. Very cool to watch. Just very fucking sound wrestling. Very, very good. Great show overall, man. A great weekend. My wife and I had a blast. Now, maybe we won't do like a back-to-back thing. That might be a little bit oversaturating. 5 hours one night, 5 hours the other night, plus 2 hours of travel, here and back. It's a lot. So I'm feeling a little bit exhausted right now and all that stuff. Even though I was basically just sitting on my ass watching wrestling all weekend, but still, it's tiring being a fan, and a good fan, a nice loud fan, and all that stuff. So thank you everybody so much for listening. Let me know what you thought of Forbidden Door. What was your favorite match? What'd you think of the Kenny Omega Ospreay match? Is that not the greatest match you've ever seen in your gosh damn life? Like, goddamn. But yeah, seriously, loved my time at AEW Live. It was a ton of fun. It's a tradition that my wife and I are going to try our best to keep going. As long as they keep coming back to Canada every summer, we will keep going. So hopefully next summer, well, I have SmackDown to go to in August. We're going to SmackDown. And so I'll be doing a live review of that one when that day comes. But for now, that is it for me. I am tired, so I am going to get off now. Thank you everybody so much for listening. We'll have the GXWrestleCast coming up pretty soon. It's going to be on Persona 4, yes? So that'll be a lot of fun. You can go back and check out any of the prior GXWrestleCast episodes. They're all here for you. They get uploaded to YouTube as well. You can go follow along on Twitter. You can keep up with all the announcements and all that great stuff. And yes, we will be back again soon with some more GX Plus Cast.